All right. I want to say Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shai, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shai, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Wakak Kodash. I want to give double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. And I want to say peace and blessings to the house of David, the elect. All right, I'm Zahab, Spirit Wind Judah. And today I want to go into a live stream. All right. Today I want to go into a live stream. And that live stream is going to be entitled Not by Sword, man. Because a lot of you cats, y'all are not spiritual, man. And a lot of you are set up by Esau, man, to push Jake into a carnality. Esau wants to push you into a carnality, for one, to show the world that you're a terrorist. See, these guys are militant, okay? And another way is to kill your ass, man. All right, because bottom line, if you try to use carnality against the God of carnality, you're going to lose that war, man. All right? But I'm going to start off with the scripture, Acts 5:36, and I'm just going to get to the point. And shalom to the Akim and Akya tuning in, okay? Acts chapter 5, verse 36, it says, "For before these days rose up Judas, boasting himself to be somebody, to whom a number of men, about 400, joined themselves, who were slain, and all as many as obeyed him were scattered and brought to naught." Shalom, Elder Bun, Yahweh Shemel Shabrakatah. All right, like we was just tuning in to the brother Yashamath video. All right, and then I was just meditating on it, watching this video. That prompted me to go into it, man, because I've been meditating on the fact that Jake is low level as hell. Even if he knows he's an Israelite, a lot of different Israelite sects, they're not spiritual. All that carnality that we're hearing about is rooted back into the lack of faith, man. All right? Because all throughout the scriptures, the Most High intervened when it came to Israel's success. Whether they had a military or not, it was ultimately the Most High intervening, man. Okay? But what we just read in Acts chapter 5, verse 36 was a failed attempt against the Roman Empire, man. Things have to be placed into perspective. And one of those things that has to be put into perspective is you have no military, man. Jake has no military. We've been nourished by Esau for 400 years. So every facet of living is basically given to us by Esau, all right? So how can you use help from the country that you're going to attack? All right, but nobody can say it better than me. Hey, Shalom, brother. Yahweh Shema Shai Barakatah. All right, GMS Army of 144. But nobody can say it better than me than so-called black woman, man. All right, but I ain't mean to say it like that. But the point is, I got this book, The Black Woman's Guide to Understanding the Black Man, by Dr. Shahrazad Ali, and I bring her out every now and then because she makes some pretty good points, man. All right. And the main point one of the points she went into is the so-called black man attempting to go against the Roman Empire. All right. So let's see what her assessment is, or her take is, about the so-called black man going against the Roman Empire. Okay. All right. The Black Woman's Guide to Understanding the Black Man, page 68. It says, because this is the reality, man. You got whole countries with nuclear capability that's afraid to shoot off a missile at America, like the brother Yasamaf was saying. How much less capable are you to defend yourself? And you have no military, man. All right. So this is page 68. Okay. It says, there have always been and will always continue to be black men who claim they are so fed up with the injustices done against blacks that they resort to violence and say they want to wage physical war with America. These black men are the biggest fools of them all. Like you got the guy, Ash, I forget his name, Ash something from IUIC, made the little Israelite gangster rap video, man. All right. These black men are the biggest fools of them all. Gun studies say there are more than 200 million firearms in the USA. And this book was written in 1990. Okay? Come, when the Lord isn't with you, it's all over. Like Joe Rogan, it's all over, you see? The bulk of these are owned, assembled, and distributed by white males. Let's consider the basic requirements for any nation to wage war on another government. Certain institutions have to be in place, especially to pass the first lick. So she's about to break down what has to actually exist within a nation to wage war against the government. It says the minimum needs are a military budget, vehicular mobility, material suppliers, high-tech weapons, trained soldiers, food and medical care, a communication system, and supportive allies. Then she explains on each point. It says, the following is the black man's status regarding the above. Number one, budget. Most black men have a difficult time pulling together their rent money. They do not own a bank and are not known to pull their dollars for major purchases because they do not trust each other with the money. Wars cost money, and black men would never be able to beg enough donations to finance such an extreme, destined to fail, naive idea. And you niggas, I'm going to call you niggas, man. You niggas that wear fringes that claim to be Israelites, that has this carnal concept of overcoming Esau, you're naive. All right? Like I said, you have whole countries that can sustain themselves and have sustained themselves outside of Esau's assistance for thousands of years, and they're scared to shoot a missile off at America. There's a reason why Donald Trump has the mindset he has, man. Okay? Number two, mobility. Cadillacs, Benzes, BMWs, or vans are of no value in a war zone, nor can they take place of a tank. Blacks own no airline, have no helicopters, and few trained pilots would jeopardize their positions at major airlines to fly fighter planes for the black man's war against America. Guerrilla warfare on concrete will be difficult. Yeah, because guerrilla warfare, that took place with Gad, but that was more like in a jungle-like environment where there's like woods or trees. We're in a concrete so-called civilized world. Number three, supplies. Only a few black men qualify as manufacturers in their businesses. They do not have a central warehouse to order ammo, equipment, clothing, helmets, shields, or any other incidental items needed in a war. Neither do they have half-off contacts to have stock drop ship. Neither do they have offshore contacts to have stock drop shipped in. All right. Number four, weapons. Black men do not have nor ever will be allowed to have enough firearms or contracts to stockpile the kinds of weaponry and explosive necessary to pull off a military coup against the American government. A few 22s and 38 shotguns and several automatic weapons are not sufficient to attack the most powerful warring nation in the globe. The brother see where I'm going with this. This is the reality of saying you're going to go against Esau, man. All right? A few AK-47s, a few AK-47s, all right? A few shotguns, some niggas with some bandanas saying fuck the police. It's not going to go against the almighty Roman Empire. First you got the police, then you got the U.S. military, which is comprised of different branches. The Air Force, the Navy, the Army. I'm missing one. The Marines. Then you have the elites of those different branches that I just named. All right. Then you have the NATO and the EU, man. All right. Some niggas that never left their state is not going against the almighty Roman Empire. And I'm going to hold this point and I'm going to show you why. I'm going to show you why. It's not just about the Roman Empire. It's not just about America. It's a reason why you can't go against America, man. It's a reason why, man. And I'm going to read this in the proper context, man. All right. Romans chapter 13. Romans chapter 13, verse 1. Esau got a gun that can shoot electricity, LOL. How you gonna fight against a man that can shoot lightning bolts at you? Jake is naive, man. That's the conclusion. Jake is just naive. Romans 13 and 1. Let every soul be subject to the higher power, for there is no power but of the Most High. The powers that be are ordained of the Most High. The Most High set up this power system called America, called Babylon, called the Roman Empire, man. Verse 2. Whosoever therefore resisteth the power. See, when you go into the word resisted, it really goes into setting up a resistance. This is not talking about not taking the RFID chip. This is actually talking about setting up a military like what we just read in Acts 5 and 36. All right? Whosoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinance of the Most High, and they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation. And that's what happened. The men that resist the government, whether it was the first Roman Empire or the second one, they received damnation. What happened to the Black Panther Party, man? What happened to Theudas in the book of Acts? Hell, what happened to the Maccabees, man? All right? Because you can't go against a power structure that ultimately the Most High set up for his own pleasure. All right? So, going back to the book, The Black Woman's Guide to Understanding the Black Man. All right? Number 5, soldiers. Black men have never had to put two organizations that trained them. Black men have never had but two organizations that trained them for military competence, and they are no longer in existence. And when the majority of black men disagree with their theories about preparing themselves for self-defense. They have no sane, trained generals or necessary personnel. Plus, they will never be able to convince black men in any sizable numbers to voluntarily commit suicide for a cause. All right? Number 6, food and medicine. Black men do not have a hospital controlled by them to take in their injured and wounded. They do not have access to value, prescription, and medications either. What are they going to use? Esau's pharmaceutical industry in the time of war? Blacks get all their foodstuffs from European producers who are stocked by European farmers. The black man buys all his food at a supermarket or a fast food chain. People who cannot even feed themselves independently have no business ever considering going to war with the nation, providing them with food, clothing, and shelter. The USA could win the war by simply starving them to death and blocking the doors of KFC. She's being facetious, but she's right. You could lose the war just by Esau cutting off your food supply. What if Esau decided to stop feeding and clothing Israelites? Through. Esau ain't got to fire one shot at the 12 tribes. All he has to do is do what he did during the first Roman Empire when he sacked Jerusalem. Before he sacked it, he blocked out the food supplies. Israel died, starved from that, man. Yeah, at Mount Masada, man. Man, you niggas got a short-term memory, man. I'm not talking about the brothers on the comment board, but these little carnal Israelite fringes with a gun, man. Y'all are peasants. Y'all are peasants, man. And I'm bringing this through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua for any sincere brother that's confused. Carnality is not your thing, man. That's not your thing. If you're an Israelite, carnality is not your thing with the Roman Empire, man. Your connection with Yahweh Shem Yahushua is your strong point. The name of Yahweh Shem Yahushua is a strong tower. Not no goddamn Russian AK-47 that you can't even aim straight, man. Half of the people that die in these inner cities are civilians, all right, because these dumb savage niggas can't aim a gun right, man. How much were you gonna aim at a damn Navy SEAL, man? Number 7, communications. Black men use home telephones, car phones, and phone booths to contact each other, and most are operated and owned by AT&T. Hey, Shalom, Maki Habashimal Shabrakatah. Most black men do not even have a CB or walkie-talkie. If they started the war in California, they would have no way to know what's happening in NYC. And this was written before the cell phone, but you still, hey, Shalom, Elder Kazaki, Habashimal Shabrakatah. All right? If they started the war in California, they would have no way to know what was happening in NYC. The only people they could communicate with would be those that could physically reach out and touch. Number 8, allies. Black men are not militarily affiliated with any foreign governments. As much as they say they love and support the motherland or launch verbal campaigns against apartheid in South Africa, nobody from Africa is going to ever use a hostile invasion of America to rescue or help the black man. And you know why? Because you niggas ain't Hamites. Hamites help Hamites. Hamites don't help the Hebrews, man. Hamites don't help the Hebrews. All right, the reason why because you got street niggas and you got conscious niggas. Conscious niggas subscribe to the fact that they're Africans, but so-called Africans don't subscribe to the fact that they're you. All right? Why don't you claim somebody that doesn't claim you, man? All right? No African nation has ever expressed public outrage at how the black man is treated in America. Hey, man. And this is a woman that pretty much claims to be African. But even she knows, obviously, in the spirit that we're really not Africans, man. I'm going to read that part again. This is under allies in the point of war. Because in war, you got to have allies. No African nation has ever expressed public outrage at how the black man is treated in America. Black men do not qualify for recognition as a nation because they are not dependent upon the USA for all their needs and are not nationally organized, nor have they African names or religions to identify them as a lost tribe worthy of defending. All right, because really you're the lost tribe of Israel. But the point is, going back to the roll call, to wage war, these are all the things that you, as a so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American man, don't have. A military budget. Because you can barely pay the rent, nigga. Vehicular mobility, material suppliers, high-tech weapons, trained soldiers, food and medical care, a communication system, and supportive allies. Those 8 things you have neither. All right? Going back to the scripture. All right? 2 Corinthians 10:4. Just going back to the basics. It's like, you know, you grow in the spirit and the Most High brings out revelations. Then you hear of somebody doing something like this, you just got to feed them milk, man. All right? This is Elder Bun Young. Eat them, you're done. So I gave them up unto their own heart's lust, and they walked in their own counsels. 2 Peter 3:3. Knowing this first, that there should come in the last days scoffers walking after their own lust. Yeah, because that's what they're doing. It's comforting to the flesh to know that I could get guns and theoretically fight against Esau when it gets real. But when it gets real, you're going to get killed before you pick that pistol up, man. You're going to wake up to a damn pistol, or not a pistol, an assault rifle pointed at your damn head. And if you dare move your arm or hand and reach for that pistol, your brain's going to be everywhere, man. All right? 2 Corinthians 10:4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Yahweh to the pulling down of strongholds. So all you Israelites that subscribe to this carnal way of defending yourself against Esau, y'all are carnal and y'all lack faith. This whole movement with come together and showing our guns and fighting against Esau, those are all indicative of a lack of faith, man. Okay? Because the prophets of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, did not have a lack of faith. This is Isaiah 59. Isaiah chapter 59, verse 19. It says, so shall they fear the name of Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, martial law, time of Jacob's trouble. All right? When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of Yahweh shall lift up a standard against him. So when the enemy Esau comes in with those stormtroopers, all right, because what's happening? A flood is like a storm. So the stormtroopers is like the enemy coming in like a flood. So when the enemy comes in like a flood, what did it say? The spirit of Yahweh shall lift up a standard against them, man. Okay? It didn't say anything about when the enemy comes in like a flood, go to your sword. Okay? These are simple things that can cause life and death, man. Psalms 97. Psalms chapter 97, verse 1. It says, Yahweh reigneth. This is King David. A nigga that, Salah. This is King David, a man of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, that could take down many men with his own sword, with his own hand. But this is what King David says, man. Psalms 97:1. Yahweh reigneth. Let the earth rejoice. Let the multitude of the isles be glad thereof. Clouds and darkness are round about him. Round about who? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. What are those clouds and darkness around about? It's around those chariots, man. Let the multitude of isles be glad thereof. Clouds and darkness are round about him. Righteousness and judgments are the habitations of his throne. A fire goeth before him and burneth up his enemies round about. Because King David was assisted by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai in time of war, man. He didn't have an ego. He wasn't naive. As mighty as he was, he called upon Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and he killed tens of thousands of men. Okay? The King David killed tens of thousands of men. All right? Verse 4. His lightnings enlightened the world, the earth saw and trembled. What are those lightnings? That concentrated fire coming from the chariots, man. Psalms 46 and 10. Be Edom, you're done. Be still and know that I am Yahweh. I will be exalted among the heathen. I will be exalted in the earth, man. How is he going to be exalted? By us shooting AK-47s, or by him coming down with Yahushai, or Yahushai are coming down with chariots, man? All right? And from there, I'm going to get Psalms 18. Psalms 18, I'm going to start at verse 6, okay? Psalms chapter 18, verse 6. Let me get this brother's scripture right quick. Psalms 39 and 5. Behold, thou hast made my days as the handbreadth, and my age is as nothing before thee. Verily, every man in his best state is altogether vanity. You know? Right. So, man in his best state is vanity, man. Jake is any human being on the planet Earth is a damn ant, man. All right, it's better to just pray to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, man. All right. Psalms 18 and 6. In my distress I called upon Yahweh and cried up unto my power. He heard my voice out of his temple, and my cry came before him even into his ears. Then the earth shook and trembled. The foundations also of the hills moved and were shaken because he was wroth. All right, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai came in a chariot, man. All right, so-called UFO. All right, what happened to that faith, man, when you could pray to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai against Esau, man? Okay. Verse 7. Then the earth shook and trembled. The foundations also of the hills moved and were shaken because he was wroth. There went up a smoke out of his nostrils, and fire out of his mouth devoured. Coals were kindled by him. What does it mean, smoke out of his nostrils? Out of those portals of the chariots executed laser beams, concentrated fires, man. They show you that in the movies, man, where the UFOs are shooting out laser beams, okay? Verse 9, he bowed the heavens also and came down. Darkness was under his feet, and he rode upon a cherub and did fly. Yea, he did fly upon the wings of the wind. That so-called UFO. This is King David, all right, calling upon Yahweh Shema Shai, and Yahweh Shema Shai coming down in a chariot, man, and destroying his enemies for him, man. This is the same king that we're the house of, because we're called the house of David. So we're going to get the same assistance that King David, our king, got, man, in his distress. Okay? Verse 11. He made darkness his sacred place. His pavilion round about him were dark waters and thick clouds of the skies. Because what did it say in Psalms 104? He hided himself in a cloud. And you got actually footage. You can go on Google and type up, say, UFOs and clouds, and you will see chariots behind clouds, man. Showing you that this thing is real. It's all in your faith, man. All right? Verse 12. At the brightness that was before him, his thick clouds passed, hailstones and coals of fire. Yahweh also thundered in the heavens, and the highest gave his voice, hailstones and coals of fire. Yea, he sent out his arrows and scattered them, and he shot out lightnings and discomfited them. What are those arrows, man? That concentrated fire. All right, those so-called laser beams being pushed from the chariots, man. In King David's distress, Yahweh Shema Shai helped him, man. Not no damn sword. We were always the minority against the heathen, man. Okay? All right, verse 15. Then the channels of waters were seen, the foundations of the world were discovered at thy rebuke, O Yahweh, at the blast of the breath of thy nostrils. He sent from above, he took me, he drew me out of many waters. He delivered me from my strong enemy and from them which hated me, for they were too strong for me. And Esau and his military is too strong for us, man. A lot of us can't hardly defend ourselves against one person without a gun, man. A lot of us brothers ain't no tough guys, all right? You might knock a man out, or you might hit him, he'll get knocked out. Then it's like, oh, shit. So if you can't knock a regular nigga out, what makes you think you can take on mighty men of Esau, man? Men who are blessed by the Most High with the sword, man. Esau is the Most High sword. All right, you can't fight a man in his strength. You can't go against him. I'm not gonna go against Chris Brown in the dancing contest, man. I'm not gonna go against Stephon Curry in the shootout, and I'm not gonna go against Esau in combat, man. Cause that's his thing. That's his gift, man. All right. Psalms. Let me see what else I got. I'm gonna get 2 Kings chapter 6 real quick, and I'm gonna go and get ready to close it out. You know, the point was pretty much made. You see, the point was pretty much made. This is Taziyara Yara. All right, Yara Shal Yahawada. So like if I mispronounce your name, brother. For rebellion is as this is 1 Samuel 15:23. For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry, because thou hast rejected the word of Yahweh, he also rejected thee from being king. Okay? Well, that's a form of rebellion to go against the protocols of Yahweh Shema Shai, man. Okay? 1 Kings chapter 6. I think it's 2 Kings actually. 2 Kings chapter 6. Verse 18. Let me see. I'm going to start at 15. 2 Kings 6 and 15. And when the servant of the man of the Most High was risen early and goeth forth, behold, an host compassed the city, both with horses and chariots. And the servant said unto him, Alas, my master, how shall we do? Yeah, how we going to take on this army that's before us? Okay? And he answered, Fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them. So who was Elijah referring to when he was talking about the they that be with us, man? Let's see. Verse 17. And Elijah prayed and said, Yahweh, I pray thee, open his eyes that he may see. And Yahweh opened his eyes of the young man, and he saw, and behold, the man was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elisha. All right? What were those horses and chariots of fire? Those chariots, man, so-called UFOs, man. They're still here, and they're going to defend us, man. That's part of that standard. We're going to get spiritual power. That's through faith, all right? And we're going to be defended by the angels of Yahweh by Shema Shai, man. Okay? And we're going to get raised up, and we're going to be like angels, man. The prophecy word goes until we're going to be in the midst of the heathen. And you know, Zechariah, I believe, is chapter 12. All right? Hey, ITR now saying the chariots don't exist, man. Hey, man. But that's a lack of faith, man. That's a lack of faith, okay? Yo, if you in this truth, man, this is for the sincere Akim, man. Some of us going to go as martyrs, all right? But I'd rather go as a martyr than a nigga that's trying to kill Esau. But the point is, the only thing that's going to save you is your faith. Because we're going to see so many things that's going to try our integrity that the only thing that's going to save you is your faith. Because as soon as you go off your emotion, you're going to die. As soon as you try to defend Jake in the hood, or as soon as you try to go with your family and band of brothers, you're going to die. Okay? So the only thing that's going to save you is your faith. All right? And my final scripture, I'm going to get Psalms 44. Okay? And the water for you, Akim. The water to you, Akim, for tuning in. Okay? Psalms 44. Verse 3. It says, For they got the land in possession by... For they got not the land in possession by their own sword, neither did their own arm save them, but thy right hand and thy arm in the light of thy countenance, because thou hadst a favor unto them. All right? So that's the point, man. We got not the land by our own arm, not by our might, but it was through Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. So, hey, let me see if I got some more scriptures that I missed. All right? But yeah, this is a good one. Romans 12 and 19. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath, for it is written, vengeance is mine, and I will repay, saith Yahweh. All right? And that's a beautiful scripture. GMS Army of 144, Psalms 39:5. Behold, thou hast made my days as a handbreadth, and my age is as nothing before thee. Verily, every man in his best state is altogether vanity. All right. So that's pretty much the point. The water for the scriptures, Akim. Hey, once again, hey, not by sword, man. We're not gonna win this thing through carnality. See, a lot of Israelites find out that they're Israelites. They come into the truth, they keep the laws, but then they go that way, man, in the faith, man. The scriptures where we overtake Esau is through the spirit and power and energy of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, not through carnality, man. In every facet of our living within this captivity, we pretty much depend on Esau to survive. So how are you going to go through Esau to fight against Esau, man? Jake is very naive. But, I'm not going to keep ranting. I hope you brothers are edified. Once again, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to our apostles, a great millstone rule well. Peace and blessings to the house of David, the elect. And to the next lesson, Shalom, Akim.